Alright. Welcome to the first week of the playoffs. Oh, a little too close there. So, we're going to be starting on Clubhouse. I believe Linn-Mar is attacking. No, rather defending. And I got caught up on that front. In terms of bans, starting out with Thatcher ban, very standard here. Thatcher is a very big threat for many of these sites. And I expect to see either a Rabana or a Maverick ban coming here. Or a Thermite, I guess that works. Not normally common, but it is definitely common to have a second hard breach band there. Another quick ban coming out. Let's see what it is. Valkyrie ban also makes a lot of sense. Not necessarily the strongest on this map, but still fairly strong. Linn-Mar with their final band here. Final ban rather. I would expect to see a Cade ban here, considering that Cade is very viable when Thatcher is banned, but they don't. That's going to make Cade very strong here, and it makes sense too. They are in defense first, so why not take advantage of that fact? And we see also with the nerves, not necessarily the best operator, but can be used effectively in certain situations. And of course immediately bringing out the Cade, because again, it's going to be very, very strong on essentially all of the sites here. An contested objective location. Guess not everyone knew the memo. CCTV coming up first, very standard. No surprises so far. In terms of operator setup, this is also pretty nice. In terms of a Linn-Mar, there are some questionable decisions. For example, Legion. Oh, and it looks like we're going to be getting a rehost here.
Attackers need to locate
most likely.
and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Since they lost their player before the game started.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Not exactly sure on the protocol here, but I guess we'll take a look anyway. Seems they are setting up, so it's possible that they aren't trying for a rehost here. Surviving 1 or 2 rounds here won't be that bad. I'm not sure whether or not I should
5 seconds to go.
invite him.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
He's back anyway, he didn't need an invite. Alright. So, taking a look here, we have a Maestro in the middle of garage. This could be problematic. And of course we already have a man disadvantage here on Linn-Mar, so that's not going to be too well, especially since it is their star player. However, he will have that extra cam support early on, so not completely lost as if he wasn't here. Seems that Twitch is going to be able to pretty easily get the bandits, showing the strength of what Cade would have done instead, as there are spots where you can very easily make it hard, or very easy to hide the Cades rather. Not necessarily from a Twitch, but the Twitch would have to go fairly deep into sight before being able to get anything. Getting a pick, a peeking Legion there. And they're going to open up the rest of this wall here. Fairly strong attack coming out so far. Opening up the wall, as well as trying to establish garage control. However, the Twitch will be shut down by Maestro, who's kind of alone here. He needs to be very careful about peeking up, and it's almost taken off. Seems to be fighting almost the entire team here by himself, showing the strength of that Maestro LMG. Ooh. Moved a second too late. Takes a lot of damage. However, the rest of the players are holding very passive angles, which is good. C4 coming out, not going to be able to get a secure kill. But the Zofia being blind is able to be taken out. Very nice smoke there. It's going to force that ace to move. And they're going to essentially re-secure plat, which is very good considering that there's only a minute left. Smoke still has 1 canister, which can be used to smoke off that breach later in the round. Seems the other player is rotated to construction here and is going to look to get that wall open with their final charge, I believe. Fortunately, they will not find anyone as cache is completely clear. Homie's still going to be able to hold that, though, from his position. A very strong shield. This is... Oh, it seems he'd move out the shield into cache, actually. Probably a good decision, considering that position you won't have any cover from the Savannah.
15 seconds left.
Not sure what the other ace is doing, possibly trying to rotate
10 seconds remaining.
to construction. But Abana here is going to be facing both players
5 seconds remaining.
in a crossfire. Almost. And not going to be able to make it. No, he was rather going to plat, it
Operators,
seems.
you are out of
But it was
time.
way too late. Not sure why he didn't just go up the normal way, possibly figured that that'd be too dangerous. Just wanted to drop in. Obviously not working out for him. Alright, moving into the next round, Church Arsenal. Again, no surprises. I would like to see a bar defense, if possible. If they do end up winning a lot of rounds, it'd be interesting to see how they approach that situation, as, in my opinion, it's a pretty complex setup, especially since it's fairly new. It hasn't been very viable since now, and it's still not the best. At least I haven't seen it be that way. Anyway,
Defenders,
going to the
protect your
basement.
bombs from being defused by attackers.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, nothing too crazy here. It is interesting that they opted to bring an alibi and no Jaeger or Romai. Couldn't think for a second there. Not exactly sure the idea behind the alibi. I know it is a good operator and you do get a shield. But again, the amount of power that Romai or Jaeger brings,
10 seconds to go.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes here. Especially since I believe Finka now has access to nades. That's going to be a problem, as well as the flashbangs. Oh, rather a hard breach charge coming from Maru. And no flashbangs on Abana either. Well, might not be a problem then. Just the nades from Finka could be an issue if used correctly. That would be
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers
a
recovered
challenge,
the bomb
wouldn't it?
diffuser.
Interesting angle held here. Could possibly get some damage. Most likely no kills though. Inferno seems to be the only roamer here. Unless you're counting tunnel, which I don't. Really fast take. I believe they're already in bar or near it. Inferno doesn't seem to be aware of their presence. Will be camming himself. No teammate doing that for him, which can often be better. Unsure of that first shot, how that wasn't a headshot. But anyway, moving on. Able to get the kill, but loses a lot of health in the process. And as a roamer, that's not necessarily what you want. Good idea by Nomad here to force him to watch the other angle. However, generally, in a situation like that, if you place the breach charge behind and then peek from the other angle, you get an easy kill. Placing another breach charge, gonna get taken out. I'm not sure where the Nomad went. Oh, it was at Ivana, rather. Well, Nomad died from somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to the Nomad.
Drop the diffuser.
Crawling up, oil. They're gonna get taken out. The Nomad was the first kill, I remember now. Ivana, second kill. Suppose I missed the third and the fourth and fifth down in oil. Meaning an ace for Inferno. Very nice job. And finally, gym bedroom. Seems to have established that this team isn't necessarily going to bring the type of heat they need for a good operating lineup. So Tachanka will be coming out. And someone hit 6-pick and it wasn't Dosa. So that's interesting. I don't know what happens now. That's not good.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
And I guess they're just gonna TK. Well, that's interesting. the viableness of that strategy is in question. Losing your player. Didn't pick up. That doesn't matter. Didn't. Okay, whatever. Anyway, we're just gonna ignore the chat. I believe in like the rule book or something. It says they like forfeit or something like that, but I guess it's not gonna be that. That mad. And I don't blame them. It's not exactly like they need the round win.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
In terms of a setup here, no surprises. There won't be any hard denial for pool wall here, which is interesting. Oh, however, it's not really needed. There comes the TK as well as some extra damage. Seems Hibana was able to get Inferno early in the round on that bar window. Potentially another kill coming out here. Ooh. Seems they have maybe pings on the Zofia. Or that window is bugged and it's actually open. Oh, it's open now. I'm not sure what happened then. I mean, we're 2 minutes in and it's 4-4. 3-4. So it's actually, the attack's doing pretty well here. All things considered. Since they're only dead souls at TK. However, Hibana has lost it out. But they will be able to get full wall open here, which is going to be important. I'm not exactly sure why they're choosing to use that combination of pellets. I would say you'd want the eye holes more towards the wall rather than the jump in at the wall, but I guess that's personal preference. So Chanka will fire himself and move off the angle, and then he's gonna wide peek here and die. Not exactly the best decision. Leaving the defense in a 2 in a 1v4. Let's take a look at the final player here. Vigil, a very good operator to be in this situation. However, unfortunately, he will not make use of his gadget. Those that don't know, Vigil's gadget also gives you, I believe it's reduced recoil or something of that nature, possibly increased stability. I'm not sure on the specifics, but it's not just good for hiding from those drones. However, he will not use it in the most crucial moment. The alibi possibly coming in the attack's favor there, as I believe that was blocking the sight line for the defender. At least I didn't see the attacker on this end. Anyway, seems we're going to go back to CCTV. Master bedroom isn't necessarily the easiest site to hold for the defense. It's not necessarily a bad site either. It's just that it's very restrictive in what will work a lot of the times, and that's why you often see a lot of hard denial. So the fact that none was present here, probably one of the reasons why they lost. But the other reason was the excessive amount, or the numerous peaks from the defense. You really don't want to be peeking on that site, just the amount of windows that you're dealing with. Because again, attackers essentially, the window's always in their favor. There's just way more angles. So for example, this alibi, if that's alibi peeking out the window, they have all those angles to look at when the attacker only has to look at that window. So if you can just think about that. Attackers always being favored in a window encounter, as well as the fact that looking outside, in terms of brightness and other aspects, can often be harder than looking inside. Anyway, we can have a Nyana here, gonna be very nice for droning out. And they are opting to bring the Maverick Hibana combo, so it'll be interesting to see if they can actually Maverick trick this wall. Based on what we've seen so far, I would guess not, but you never know. In fact, this Maverick is possibly not even going to try. It seems that they're going to be using the Hibana for the wall. Generally what you do is you Maverick trick this wall here, due to the hard breach just being hard to counter. And then Hibana actually opens garage, but it seems either a lack of hard breach or just poor hard breaching. It's going to allow the wall to come open pretty easily. which isn't terrible for the defense. However, it will make things harder. And holding garage is going to be more of a priority now, because again, those are essentially the 2 steps taking the site. We're able to sneak around, and some shots going on to the teammate there. Suppose he saw movement in the drone hole and flicked on his teammate. Yana droning this man out again, but he's in the same spot as he was before. It's mainly close on the wall here. I'm not sure if Diana will know. I believe that's the drone he shot. But they get constant pings here. Ooh, not able to pick the kill, but a lot of damage done. Oh, and an unfortunate time to run. Diana was still holding that angle. Jaeger could have been sufficient enough for Jaeger to just back off there. But again, Cade also making these aggressive peeks, and it'll cost him his life. He's caught out from the Ayana, or possibly a different operator. Not sure who it was who got the kill there. But garage control can now be established. However, it seems that they weren't quick enough, and Inferno is able to rotate back into garage. So this defense will hold for now. A nice peek there, but I'm not sure he'll be able to secure the kill. Ooh, nice shot into the window there, and the Amara will go down. Yeah, and this Finka will just be able to be picked back up, or rather... Yeah, it is Finka. Thought at one point that maybe she could pick herself back up, but she might be out of charges here. I think on very low HP is not going to be doing much here. And the barbed wire unfortunately placed too far down the stairs. That barbed wire is of course a sound cue to let someone know that they're running up the stairs. But not really an issue here as Maverick will walk in and Inferno's unaware, leaving it at a 1v1, but Homie will just stay hidden and secure the win. Very interesting end there. Kind of clowning moves from both ends. Inferno unaware of the flat flare. Barbed wire being placed too far up on the stairs, not giving the sound cue, letting Maestro die. He also didn't hear a player running, which was kind of interesting, but still. But it will end in a victory for Linn-Mar. Much closer one than the previous defense. Going downstairs again. Going to be bringing a dock this time. Cannot remember what that is in place of, but that was a very quick round. In terms of the attack, though, opting a 0 instead of a Finka this time, and a Fuse, which is interesting. Most likely planning to use that over in kitchen here. However, it is fairly uncommon to actually play in that area B due to the floor being easily opened up by the likes of Sledge or Buck, which is actually not present here. In terms of Heart Breach, I'm not sure what they're going to do. I believe Fuse can bring Heart Breach charges, and Habana can. But generally, Heart Breach is very, very good on this site, and they knew they would go here. That's interesting that they made that decision.
10 seconds to insertion.
The tunnel or dirt reinforces will go up.
5 seconds left before insertion.
And I'm not sure if there's a roamer here. Homie and Inferno will be roaming.
Use a bomb.
See if there'd be any spawn peaks to start here. Nope, just hatch reinforcements it seems. Almost caught out from behind there. Luckily for him, it's a second too late. And the lack of droning here means that Homie's gonna win this fight. Inferno also getting, Skyrim getting a kill through the drone hole most likely. Said before that a kill was unlikely, but it seems that the player stood there for just too long. Most likely one on their drone resulting in a kill. Skyrim will be killed in return. I suppose the wall was opened at that point. Seems that they are aware of the alibi. Won't be able to actually do anything about it. Coming close with the shotgun here. Bailiff's not exactly the best tool, but they will get a kill. Or a down, rather. Oh. Double kill coming from Inferno. Secured the single kill. Can't get the triple, though, as he barely misses the head. Leaves him on 1 HP. Against 3 players. One very close here. Taking slow shots here. We'll get caught out for it. Taking pot shots. I think he thought that Zero was still inside of Freezer here. I almost expected Zero to walk into the electric hatch there and die, which would have been a very gentle way to go.
A bomb has been located.
Dangerous cam coming up from Zero, as if it was shot, there's a possibility that it could penetrate the floor and kill Zero in the process. However, he is lucky that doesn't. I guess we'll see if this wall was opened, and I assume it is. No. I'm unsure how Cade was killed through that then. I suppose kills going both ways through the drone hole. Unable to shoot the camera. And he's got roughly a minute left here. A clutchable situation, yes, but in a basement defense, it's going to be very hard for him to get downstairs. Especially since all of their info is still active. They have that cam in the hallway, they have barbed wire, Rooney gates everywhere. And Zero will have to sacrifice one of his cameras in order to get through this. Fortunately, he shoots a little too early and he'll be aware of his position. Both of them rotating it to the area. One looking at the feet holes here, the other this shield. He will be aware or be alerted to the presence by the Habana, or by the alibi. Or I suppose he wasn't even looking at that angle. Either way, he will die. One bullet, enough to do the job. We'll be moving on to the sixth round. Final round of the half, I believe. Yep. So taking a look at the tab menu here, we can realize that Linn-Mar is only 3 rounds away from victory here, as it is a first to 7, or best of 12 rather. I think it'd be either way, it's the same idea. And we're going to be going back to gym and bedroom, switching it up this time. They will be bringing a hard breach in Cade, and there will be no OSA on the side of the attack. Of course, the OSA was a random pick that was then not sixed off of, as I was expecting, but a more traditional setup coming from Linn-Mar here. Again, the alibi not necessarily being brought for her gadget, but rather for the shield. The mirror will help with pool wall as well as the Cade, and that's why pool wall is so important here. And the fact that they gave it up so early last time was definitely a problem. If you think about it, you can open up gym window here, as well as pool wall, and then there's no way for the defenders to defend the site essentially. An interesting shield from Inferno, obviously to protect from construction here, and possibly also the window. I'm not sure what angles sees exactly. It looks like the same spawn peak coming out from Inferno as he did before. See if the attack expects this, and he'll rotate it off it quickly. See if I'm Homie is up to anything as well. No, he'll just be chilling in cash. It seems that no utility was placed towards cash side, which means that the cash take would be beneficial here. Very interesting angle that Skyrim was able to hit there. And a run out from Inferno. We'll get some more chip damage. Attack being antagonized before they can even enter the building, as they lose a significant amount of HP. The kill finally coming out from the offense. I'm not exactly sure where that was, but it sounded like a run out. Jump in here would be very unadvised, or unwise rather. There is some droning going on, and it seems that Linn-Mar has actually given up Logi. It makes sense, it's hard to hold it from the hatch. However, there are still angles that you can hold inside of Logi. However, despite having that information, Linn-Mar will be leaving. No, Jackal coming back. You will most likely be expecting Alibi to be in the same place. Yep, unaware, but Habana rather will get the kill. Only 3 defenders left, but there is only a minute. two of the attackers being on low HP.
Defender
An
has
interesting
been
jump
discovered.
out there,
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
and the shield coming in handy here. This is why cache control is also very important for the attack, as they will essentially be pincered by these cache players. Smelly able to get a double kill as on the downed player and the reviving player. Like running out. Left in a 1v3, there's not much Abana can do here. With 1 HP in the Dream, seems he'll be peeking this Cade, or hoping rather for an aggressive push. But he won't find one. 20 seconds left on the clock. Suppose even if two players of the defense did push, they would be fine, but still not advisable. Playing it safe is of course better.
10 seconds
Very
left.
tight angle that he's gonna have to walk into here. Sees the head of the Jaeger, but realizes it too late, and homing will swing. Secure the kill. Much better attack, or defense rather, coming out from Linn-Mar. Seems pool wall wasn't even thought of this entire round. So they mostly spent their time on the roof, and many of their players died because of it. At the switch of the half, we'll now see the defense. Or sorry, we'll now see the offense from Linn-Mar. Very interesting operator lineup. Cache. They will 6-pick to a hard breach here, but most likely going to be expected from Linn-Mar. I am surprised though that it is not a Cade, as I would consider that better, especially since there is an ace on the side of Linn-Mar. Ace essentially counters mute to a T. Throw the ace charges above mute's effective range, and the rest is history. In terms of a defense here, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with this garage wall. And a very, very interesting take here. Opting to reinforce this area. Did he just put a bulletproof? No. That was a Capcan trap. I don't believe I've ever seen this variation.
5 seconds
They opt to leave the other wall soft as well. So generally what you do here is you open a rotate hole. Or better, you have head holes at that spot. They instead opt to reinforce it and leave the other wall soft. So I guess we'll see how that works out for them. Alibi taking damage from a spawn peek most likely here.
A bomb has been located.
And on all other fronts, it's not a terrible defense. Again, the problem here is that this player in garage is essentially dead now that this wall is open. Yep, there it is. And that's why you reinforce that wall, ladies and gentlemen. We're now going to be seeing a garage take, most likely. Or perhaps they'll not even have to do that.
Bomb located by attackers.
Again, a rotate hole placed here, a very interesting spot. He'll be able to get some damage, but he's looking at 3 players here. An unfortunate timing for that smoke, as it does actually help the defense rather than the offense. But I didn't even realize that was an attacker in garage there. Defense falling so fast they can't keep track of it. This Jaeger essentially alone as the alibi is useless behind him. Neither of them will be able to do anything about it, and the pistols will be coming out. Ooh. Killed by the shotgun pistol. And Smelly will answer back with his own pistol. Very, very fast round from Linn-Mar. Essentially no... Not sure if Cades were even placed on plat wall, or I suppose they were just rid of so fast I didn't have time to see it. Essentially the wall was immediately opened due to the bad reinforcement in cache. The garage player was killed, garage was taken control of, and the rest is history. They won their gunfights. And that's essentially all that attack boils down to at this level, is taking control of plat and taking control of garage, as we've mentioned so many times. But now we're going to be moving on to the match point, and they decide to go gym bedroom rather than downstairs. Can't say I agree with with that idea, but I haven't agreed with all their ideas
Attackers need
anyway.
to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Now I'm going to be taking a look at this defense. Just from a preliminary point of view, it's not terrible. I'm not exactly sure why they decided to bring a bandit. Again, bandit tricking this site is very hard, and the only time you would do it is on a pool wall here. But the issue is, of course, this gym window. Normally a castle is brought
10
to
seconds
remedy
remaining.
that, or a shield even, but neither are present here.
5 seconds to go.
Smoke, in fact, opting to bring barbed wire instead of a shield, which is interesting. However,
Attackers
they
are
will
moving out to locate
be able to
a bomb
employ
and defuse it.
3 C4s. See if that gets any use here, but if there's any play on the roof here, attackers could be in some trouble. I can imagine a few C4s coming out of Logi Hatch, presenting a problem. Just gonna be able to walk right into garage here. It seems that there isn't much emphasis placed on CCTV here, which is unfortunate for the defense. Just running right in, not even droning it, able to get a kill. And a second kill coming from who knows where.
Bomb located by attackers.
Seems the rest of the players are deep in sight. Rooting them out won't be too much of an issue though, as cash control is theirs. Bringing out of smokes only 2 minutes into the round. You know there are some problems when that is the case. 2 players in bathroom here. Seems that they're going to be trying to get open pool wall, possibly. Yep. Fortunately, scuffing the nade. They will be attempting that process. Any ambitious peeks from the defense here almost like it will result in a death, because they have many angles watching them now. And that nade gonna be able to take out the other player in bathroom, leaving them in a 2v5 scenario. Only very little damage done for another anyone in any sort of bad condition. Ace charges,
Drop the diffuser.
will open up bathroom wall, but attacked from too many angles here.
Attackers
Smoke
recover
will
the
fall.
diffuser.
Maestro alone in Logi here won't be able to do much, as the plant's mostly going to go down in gym. If it's going to go down at all. And this angle on pool wall is going to be essentially impossible to challenge.
Attackers are activating.
Not only is it an unexpected angle, but it's backed up by a lot of other factors. A spray and pray will be able to take out I'm Homie, but this nade's going to do some damage. No, he moves out of the way just in time. Still, 3 players to fight, only 20 seconds to do so, as he does need 7 seconds to disable the diffuser. And again, that rappel coming out, such an unexpected angle. Even moving over to the other place to secure the kill. There was no way he was winning that. A good attempt from Maestro, but not expecting him to win that scenario. That will be the end of the first game here. It is, of course, a best of 3. And the kills, nothing too unexpected there. We're not going to wait. Is there possibly some switch-ins for subs? Are there decisions to be made? The attack and defense are going to switch, so Linn-Mar will be on defense for the next map, Cafe. And AO will be on attack. Or rather, wait. The other way around. AO will be on defense, Linn-Mar will be on attack. You guys attack now, right? Alright. Moving into the second game here. A few ideas to think about. I'm gonna move this mic away so I'm not raping. Hopefully that's better. A few ideas to think. Oh no, it's still bad. Just give me a second here while I adjust. Okay, that should be good now. A few ideas to think about. I'm gonna repeat that for the third time. The scrimmage versus Belmont Clem. I believe it's Belmont Clem, yeah. Either last week or 2 weeks ago, I can't recall exactly. First game, 7-1 victory Linn-Mar. But the second game, still, actually no, Linn-Mar I believe lost the second game. Yeah, so we went to a third game. It was of course a scrimmage. However, whether or not that'll happen here as well, we'll see. In terms of operator lineup and setups, like Abraham wasn't too bad. They had pretty good setups, especially on attack. I noticed they were pretty good. On defense, maybe not so much. But on attack, I liked a lot of their setups and their ideas. They just weren't able to execute and win gunfights. So could that carry into this game, and we possibly see, you know, a victory or maybe even just a close match would be nice. We'll see. We'll see. Whether how much of that was Belmont Clem or Linn-Mar in that scrimmage, it's obviously unknown. But either way,
Defenders, protect
let's
your
talk about
bombs
Cafe
from being
now.
used by attackers.
Me starting upstairs, no surprises. In terms of an operator lineup, I'm unfamiliar with the current meta here, so I can't exactly say whether or not this is a good operator lineup, but I don't believe it to be too bad. I think Clash is definitely an interesting pick here, as the it's going to help relieve a lot of the pressure from New Hatch and Red Stairs, as of course those are very easily taken by the attack. However, with proper play on New Balcony, also known as Heaven, that of course being this northeast corner here, with proper pressure over there, as well as holding those angles from like a freezer and stuff, you know, you can prevent you know, New Hatch being dropped to a certain degree, but it is still very easy. And instead, going to be opting to put that Clash on New Balcony. I'm not exactly sure the idea there. I guess we'll see in a minute here. All the hackers are going to be upstairs. However, something interesting to note is a player proning under Red Hatch, as I believe they move off the angle. Oh no, rather proning here in Cigar instead. I'm going to be very aggressively peeking this hatch. Not necessarily the best idea, all things considered. But this window player is going to definitely be a problem to start with, especially since I believe it is Fuse LMG. Yep. However, quickly healed by the Thunderbird, showing its effectiveness. Taken down to a sliver will be able to get Linn-Mar. But the plant will be going down. Seems the repelled player went in. I'm not sure exactly where this is happening. No, they dropped Skylight and was able to get it. Seems to be only using pistols here besides this LMG. Unable to catch the action here, but Inferno going for an ace now. With the pistol. Ooh, unable to get it against the SMG of Flash. And Homie will be able to finish off the job. Seems Linn-Mar going for pistol only strat here to make things a little more interesting. Ooh, some toxicity coming out. Not sure if I applauded that. In fact, I don't. Anyway, moving on to the next round. Abraham Lincoln High School going Fireplace and Mining, which I would say is one of the non-viable sites here. I believe that's the only site that I would say is it's not really viable, and there are a few reasons. One of which being that you can open up essentially the entire site from vertical holes, which would not be a good thing, obviously. So top stairs control is going to be very, very vital. Without top stairs control, they easily get the verticals and they win, basically. You notice all of this floor is soft, and it all sees into B. Essentially, it sees into train here, and you can also see most of B. So essentially, it's almost impossible to hold mining if you don't have
Bomb
vertical
located by attackers.
presence. But I'm not seeing anyone going upstairs. Oh, never mind. Sneaking under my radar here. Can't tell who that is. I think Thunderbird? I can't, yeah,
10 seconds to
from
insertion.
this angle that's what it looks like, but leaving immediately. Very interesting.
5 seconds
Elway will
remaining.
be shot, most likely trying to get drones. But this may be a very, very quick round, especially since we do have an Amaru who can just immediately go into the upstairs area if they do realize it's clear. But I do fully expect to just see an upstairs take here, so that would be very, very strong. Or not necessarily making use of their gadget immediately.
Bomb
Just
located by
uncharacteristic of
attackers.
Amara mains, but of course it isn't. Oh, going straight into A though. SMG out. This is of course a secondary, not necessarily a pistol, but that works. Ooh, and a C4. Able to get the kill. Wasn't necessarily a bad idea, all things considered. He just didn't expect a Legion mine to be placed in the center of the site, and to be honest, I wasn't either. Legion, of course, preventing him from maneuvering too much, as well as the passive damage being a problem.
Scanning. Stay sharp. Bomb spotted.
Very interesting from red stairs here. So we get one, but not two. And the pistol challenge. We'll lose the fight. But is able to trade in the process.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Finally have upstairs control. And we'll be making use of it. We're now opting to use
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
main weapon instead of a pistol. But Skyrimatic will be the last one left. Could be to drop Cigar possibly. He has the tools to win this round. A minute left, he is on Sledge. But it seems that most of the players have progressed towards that diffuser. Which is of course going to be the play here. One player even making his way upstairs here. Gonna be able to catch Sledge off guard. And he will do that. The first round win, and I believe 6 or 7 rounds here. Diagnosing the issues, of course, Amaru able to get any value immediately dying to a C4. I believe the rest just came down to gunfights. The pistols simply do not have enough damage output versus those primary weapons. Unless, of course, you're hitting your headshots, which they were not in this case. Moving on to the next round, we're looking at kitchen service and kitchen cooking. Just kitchen. I don't know why. I guess there is 2 rooms, so they do have different names. But I wouldn't be able to distinguish the two. Well, I guess suppose service would be A side, wouldn't it? I don't know. Anyway, looking at the defense here. Again, I'm not too familiar with cafe meta in terms of operator lineups, but this doesn't look too terrible. One thing of note would be there is only a cave here, so it'll be interesting to see how much resources they dedicate, or rather where they dedicate those resources. They also choose to reinforce red wall here, which is interesting. A lot of the times you see a rotate place there to keep control of red, because without red control, problems do arise. But it looks like they're going to be going for the standard turtle strat, as I would call it. Which essentially they barricade themselves in the kitchen here, kind of just hope for the best. Which won't really work out for them. Vertical holes, of course, making quick work of this setup. There will be 1 player, or rather 2, off-site. Oh, and as I say that, the rest of them actually start to move off-site. So they're going to be looking to take control of most of the first floor here, which is much better than just sitting inside of sight. However, no upstairs presence from the looks of it will be a problem, as again, the site prone to vertical attack. unable to shoot the ace out there. Possibly ultimately get the second charge. Of course, ace having 2 charges, but unable to get the first. Oh, and a window peek, almost able to take the head off of Cade, and as he re-peeks, he will do so. Captain able to refrag though. Actually, see the head of IQ there. He's unable to get the kill. Bruno with the double kill. Seems to have hopped into Wedding now, also known as Small Bakery. And I believe get the kill at that long range. Quite a challenge with the F2 due to its recoil pattern. The rest of players seem to have mostly regressed towards sight here. Besides this Thunderbird, who is still making some noise towards white. But Capcan, the other one on site here, and we'll be able to defend. Skymatic going down. Over Inferno with a few more kills here. Maybe going for an ace again, I'm not sure how many of the kills have been his so far. But no, this will be an ace. Quick double kill to end it off. Very nice peek. Recognizing the bullet spray. Able to locate the player based off of that. Possibly call it also coming out. And it seems that this game is going to go very similar to the first. Pistols no longer coming out, I believe. Onto only primaries now. And that will help them greatly. Moving back into kitchen service. Other sites were available, so I'm unsure why they didn't opt to go for those, but I suppose they want to retry the kitchen. They think they can do it. It did come down to a 2v2 at the end there.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
But
defused by attackers.
Inferno able to change that quickly. We'll see how they iterate, starting by impacting the wall. A little unfortunate. Or rather, maybe that was a vertical hole. No, I'm wrong. It was a vertical hole they made. So it looks like they're going to be going for some vertical presence this time, which is very, very good. The one issue with making vertical holes is that those can then be utilized by the attack once second floor is taken. And holding second floor the entire round is a hard ask. It really is. You know, holding second floor essentially requires holding third floor, which means you have to essentially hold the whole building.
5 seconds remaining.
You know, so you can't really delegate enough resources to hold the second floor the entire
Attackers
round.
are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Taking a look at this Jaeger here. So he's going to be directly in the line of fire. Bakery. Capcan supporting him in service, and Wilmine's going to be able to get an early kill onto a rushing Amara. It seems a lot of their players actually upstairs. Only this Capcan and Jaeger going to be downstairs. Oh, Wilmine now rotating back to side. He has a low HP. Makes sense. Learning from the previous mistakes, they will be opening up or reinforcing that wedding wall there, which is actually fairly common. This, however, not yet the best idea. Not terrible, but you know, essentially just giving the attack a free lane. But again, it's not too bad just because of the that lane specifically not being too detrimental. But Jaeger will be quickly pushed out of a small bakery here. We'll see if the attack's actually aware of these vertical holes, which could lead to a death here. I don't believe any of them are pushing upstairs. No, all of them downstairs here. So they could actually fall to some of these vertical holes if they're not careful. Yep, and there's the first death. But the call it will now go out unless if we make an effort to remedy that situation. Oh, flurry of blows coming from multiple angles, and Capcan can be able to finish it off. As I said, vertical control is very important on this map. On every floor, essentially, you can establish a lot of map control through vertical angles. That, of course, being the problem here. Going to be moving back into fireplace and mining. Reading, of course, the better site in this scenario, just due to the nature of mining. But they will not be attempting it. Perhaps unfamiliar with the setup there. 2-2. 2 consecutive rounds. if I'm correct, run by Abraham here. No, 2 staggered rounds, I'm wrong. Anyway, 2 rounds, more than they won in the first game.
Defenders, protect your bombs
Possibly
from being
showing
used by attackers.
symptoms like I talked about earlier with Belmont Clem, where they don't do as well in the second map as the first. So it'll be interesting to see if that pattern continues, or if it has just been a
Attackers
series of
discovered the
flukes.
location of a bomb.
Missing some shots on the drone here. Very open and shut case this could be if they establish the proper vertical control here. Them being Linn-Mar, of course.
10 seconds left before
But
insertion.
Abraham actually establishing some vertical control, learning from the previous round, which is good. But I'm not sure if I really agree with these holes specifically, especially since the hatch is currently unreinforced. But besides that, which he will now go get, he heard me, obviously. But the problem with these vertical holes is that they don't launch anything important. That window there isn't really an issue, because you can hold a much better angle from, like, train, for example. But there's not really many angles upstairs that the defenders can even utilize here. However, as I speak about that window not being problematic, 3 kills will come from it. Possibly just 1 kill. I'm unsure of where Inferno is. But again, this site it's not a good site, and that's why you don't go here. I think this is pretty evident of why. You know, them winning the previous defense of this site was not really anything done by them. It's more stuff not done by Linn-Mar. But nothing much to say about the end here. I guess they were completely unaware callouts were not being made as a nomad being put on redstairs there, and Sledge just kind of walking into the defender there. So I guess no callouts were made when those shots were going down on, I believe it was Twitch in mining. Going back upstairs finally. I believe they also won their upstairs defense. I could be wrong, but this will be the last round of the half. And it's not looking too good. Generally, you want to win a lot of defenses here, because defense is normally favored. Well, I could be recalling incorrectly, but I believe defense is normally favored on this map. And so you do want to be winning the majority of your defenses, but I could be wrong.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We'll see if they iterated at all on their previous defense. In terms of operator selection, I don't believe we saw a Warden last time, but that was 5 rounds ago. My memory does not extend that far. I do remember though a Flash, so Flash no longer being brought, which makes sense. Actually, now that I think about it, no, this defense was lost. Linn-Mar won this defense. Inferno got a 4K. That's right. Downed at the end. Teammate finished it off. All done with pistols. They were able to plant and bar. Maybe they dropped the skylight. Okay. So with that new information, or rather, remembered information, let's see how they approach this. Starting off, not going to be reinforcing much near Cocktail. They're not going to be shooting the sound system either, and no one's going to be playing in piano, which is interesting. If the offense knows about this, they can just kind of, you know, walk in, which wouldn't be very good for the defense. But based on how they're playing this, I don't believe they've droned it yet. I believe that Echo just tried to echo a Twitch drone? I don't think that works. Anyway, Sophie able to get a kill here, and taking the time to do the long reload of the LMG. But again, vertical control just very good here, especially on these windows. And I wouldn't be surprised if he jumped in here. And he does. And using his gun to mask the sound. Fairly good idea. And players will just be entering here. Ooh, nice kill by Legion, but he would quickly refrag by the Sledge. In terms of the rest of the defense, They're in terrible positions here. They will be able to hold sight. For how long is the question?
Bomb located
Echo
by
making
attackers.
his drone down, and you will not be moving it. Generally, you want to concuss, move away. However, in this scenario, it is fairly protected. But he will be taking the time to finally get off his Echo drone. Ooh, and almost a headshot there, and almost a kill as well. This guy managed to drop down to very low HP. But he's still alive, and so it counts. Still harassing the player. Not to his benefit though, as this drone will be taken out. A very vital piece of information that could have been. But, alas. Taking it slow now, and it makes sense. They are pretty hunkered down in here. And it's going to be kind of hard to move them off the angles, but they are able to get some ground here. Ooh, and an unfortunate peek from Smelly there. His gun healing him before he could actually see. And another spray will be a double kill. Thunderbird here. And also for I'm Homie, now with a triple. Could go for a quad kill here. But a flank. Ooh. Let himself known too early, but Duke Dolphin not able to get the... not able to realize. Started pre-firing that angle. Does see the Claymore. But from that angle, be hard to miss.
15 seconds
Unable to
to go.
secure the diffuser here. But he doesn't need to. Thunderbird will walk into his crosshairs. Ooh, seems he saw him before Thunderbird could even see him. Possibly just the spectator camera. Unable to keep up with an angle that tight. We're not going to be moving into round 7 though. Of course, the switch to the half, meaning Linn-Mar is now on defense. Lincoln now on offense. If my memory was correct, then this should be a pretty open and shut case for the defense here. So speaking off of Legion is not necessarily the best operator due to his goo mines and their information capabilities being nerfed so heavily.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
That was essentially his main use here. It's like having extra barbed wire. However, you no longer have those constant HUD things. I don't have a good way to describe them. Anyway, he will be six-picking onto a bandit though.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Most will be used on this road wall here. Bandit tricking this is just not possible here. So bringing a mute or something else could have been better. Because the issue either way is that if anyone is on piano window here, they can just shoot it. So of course the advantage of mute being then you're only sacrificing one mute jammer rather than 2 bandit charges. But there's not really much place you can use the bandit charges anyway. A mute, however, though, would be able to cut up the stairs, for example. However, Maestro Cam doing that job anyway. And ooh, an interesting confrontation about to happen here, and that cut just in time. Possibly not. Not sure if he went on the drone. Seems we can take a look here. Oh, he just left the area. See how long Inferno stays on that angle. Nope, he'll leave pretty quickly. But it seems did alert the attack to his presence. He's of course far gone now. Seems that all of the defense here is on the top floor, which isn't uncommon for an upstairs defense. However, normally you might want to incorporate a little bit of roaming. Some late round site renovation taking place, and a very needed one too. Very useful and created more angles to hold that new hatch, as it's called. Bruno will be in a bit of trouble here. I believe I just saw that Nomad has no sight on her gun. It is the same sight as Bandit, so it's not a terrible iron sight, but it's still not better than actual sight. Bandit able to roam a bit, but not able to get a kill. will get him very low though, and the attack will begin progressing into the site. These Maestro cams though are going to be very useful.
Changing mags.
We're able to pick up a kill on the low health Zero. And of course, the Malusi showing its use there. Not only able to alert to the presence of the push, but also able to divert their attention from the attack, or from the defenders onto the Malusi, of course, resulting in a kill. Malusi being down here is an issue though, but Inferno also being down is. Leaving Duke Dolphin alone. Might be able to get up homie, and he will. Inferno though, gonna be much harder. However, with Amara rotating here, could actually happen, and it does. I'm gonna be able to get to the Malusi. Seems that Mara was just rotating back up to red.
15 seconds to go.
I would have expected going up a hatch or white. No. Instead, gonna take the gunfights, and of course the defense wins those. Not only better gunners, but of course, just taking gunfights favors the defense who have set up defenses in order to help them in those gunfights. Some basics of Siege coming out here. But at the end of a round with little time left, it often can just come down to gunfights. But probably would have been better for Amaru to rotate, like I said, to either white or even going up a hatch. I could have seen going up, I believe, laundry hatch. No, yeah, I believe that's the one. That could have been interesting. Probably not the best play, but would have been fun. Anyway, moving into the 8th round here, 2 rounds away from victory for Linn-Mar.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Those yellow diamonds, of course, being the winning points if they were to win every round up to that point. So one more round, and Abraham would have to take it into overtime to win this. Not entirely impossible, but very improbable. They will be sacking a lot of their drones here, which isn't very good. Let's see. Only 1 drone remaining. And I believe his will also fall.
10 seconds remaining.
Yep. Throwing it straight into sight. See, drones are much better
5
utilized.
seconds to
Instead
insertion.
of looking at sight, you can use them to
Attackers are heading out to
do
defuse
stuff
bombs.
like drone out areas where defenders could be hiding, you know, figure out setups, stuff like that. But they will not opt for that approach. Possibly a rush coming here. We do see a Ying and a Lion, but that'll be quickly shut down. Linn-Mar, of course, too. And then we'll be actually coming fairly deep into sight here. Could be able to pick up a kill on a late round setup. Margate, though, going to be an issue, and probably is going to fall, yep, to Skyromatic over there.
User has been dropped.
Inferno with a double kill on white stairs. And that's going to leave just 2 players left. Still 2 minutes remaining on the clock here. Leave a lack of the droning that I mentioned earlier. And the double kills were the result. They of course don't care about these lion pings as it is a 3v1. Ooh, and a pistol kill ended off on a low HP lion. Only 1 round most likely left now. But it is match point. Stranger things have happened. Gonna see how they spend their last hurrah here. Of course, Reading and Fireplace being taken as it is the better site, just objectively. However, the setups on this can get very interesting. Essentially, at least from what I've seen, it revolves around holding kind of like an area. So you hold the area above and below, or not below. You just hold the area in and above sight. So essentially the Reading and Fireplace, as well as the above
Attackers need to
portions, which
locate
would
and
be
defuse bombs.
much easier to explain now that I have control of the camera. So you're holding Cocktail over here, as well as you can hold Piano. I'm not sure if it's too common, but you definitely do want to hold Freezer here due to the vertical angles that can create. And you essentially just want to ignore fireplace here. And the reason you can ignore fireplace are the feed holes here. So you can essentially hold these feed holes from reading, so I would not be surprised if there are feed holes also made on reading wall there. That's a very common
10
thing.
seconds left.
But they can be also just held through, the hallway or the doorway
5 seconds remaining.
as well. What is interesting though is, unless I'm mistaken, these walls are not reinforced.
Attackers are moving out
So
to
possibly
locate a bomb and defuse
some
it.
late setup coming through here. Yeah, some late setup here. They do have 6 reinforcements left. But they won't really need many, as Inferno will just press mouse 1 in the direction of the enemy team. Ooh, unable to get the kill with the Bailiff there. Down to possibly an actual 1 HP situation. Gonna be taken back up by Finka, showing the power of Finka, able to heal the entire team from anywhere. But using all the Finkas right now could be problematic. They won't have them later in the round. Of course, the problem with Finka, yes, it does give healing, but while the recoil reduction is nice, if you're in the middle of a gunfight compensating for recoil, if you just, if you get Finka, your gun might just hit the floor immediately, but still pretty worth it to Finka. Finally, a run out coming out to end it. Not a big surprise. And that will be the end of the first playoff week. GG's coming out, of course, because it is a best 2 of 3, and this was the second game. Really open and shut case on both fronts, 7-1 victory and a 7-2 victory. Burner coming out on top in both cases. For Linn-Mar, that is. And there really isn't much to say here. Abraham did have some interesting ideas, would be one way to put it, but I did notice some good points in Oregon at least, or not Oregon, in Clubhouse at least, with their attacks. Had some actual setups going, but just unable to capitalize on the advantages. For example, one scenario where garage completely empty and no attackers pushing in, kind of results in problems. So that'll be it for this week. Next week we will be in the lecture hall by Mrs. Fry's room for this commentating. Players, of course, will still be in the graphics lab in the art hall. So if you're interested in seeing it live, you can go there. But that'll be all.